Hello.
Right.
Anyone else waiting, Robin?
No, the waiting room's not open, so they'll come in as they come, Peter.
Okay,
So if
lovely.
you want to start the meeting, that's fine.
Robin,
Yeah.
are you recording it?
I am recording this.
That's right. I just had a note come up to say someone was.
Yeah. I was looking for the bit where you get the royalties.
Well, welcome everyone to my first Zoom meeting. Thank you very much for the support I've received, or you said that you will give me during the coming year, and the messages of good luck and well wishes. Thank you very much for that. The only thing I want to ask is, I got a card from Anne, who's the president of Inner Wheel. Now, I'm assuming it wasn't Paul Arnold's Annie.
No. And Jones.
I can confirm that it was from Anne, the president, because it came through our office here.
Okay, lovely. No, I just wanted to say thank you, and now I know who it is. I'll do that. Okay, sadly, the first item, or the third item on the agenda, is a minute's silence for past President Michael Blackmore. So if you would join me in a minute's silence for Michael, we'll start that now. Okay, thank you very much, everyone. Apologies and news of members not attending. I've received one apology, Robin, from Dick.
Yeah. Apologies from Dick. Dick, unfortunately, Nora's got an important a council Zoom meeting tonight, so she's using the computer. Apologies from Paul, from Dave Bowmer, who's got a council meeting, and from Steve Warwick.
Lovely, thank you, Robin. President's report. I haven't got much in the report. I think I emailed everyone about the reduction in grants that is available from district. It's been reduced by 50% from £1,000 to £500 per annum per club. And that's the result of the donations to foundation 3 years ago. Everything's plummeted. The only other thing I would like to bring up is COVID. We all know that infection rates are rising. And I've done a bit of research regarding South Somerset. And in South Somerset, the infection rate has gone up by 114% between the 6th and the 12th of July. Fortunately, or happily, during that period, there's only been one hospital admission for COVID, and no persons are on ventilators. Again, happily, there's been no deaths. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is we need to think about indoor meetings. For me personally, I'm thinking about putting indoor meetings back, although I'm quite happy to continue with outdoor meetings, such as the croquet and cream tea at Rosemary's. The reason why I'm saying that is I suspect, with no evidence at this time, that COVID rates will actually go up even more as a result of people going to the pub to watch the Euro 2020 tournament matches on TV there. And that is my main concern of pushing things up around this. And it's just a matter of what members think. But those are my thoughts.
I would agree with you wholeheartedly, Peter.
Yeah, likewise from me.
Yeah, I believe we've got to proceed very cautiously.
That's right, Jim. I mean, we've come this far.
Absolutely.
And although being vaccinated, nothing is ever 100%.
No.
And we have to, we all collectively have to think about the health of our members. And to go forward and start having indoor meetings at this stage of the game when infections are rising, I think we've got to go with the science and treat it with a bit of caution.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I think one of the main concerns I would have is the level of hygiene which is done by the pub. I wouldn't think it is very strong.
Yes. So, Robin, if for the time being, I'll do it. I'll contact the Phoenix and say we're going to put back live meetings there for the time being until we know what's happening in the future and how this thing is going to develop. And but as I say, me personally, I'm quite happy with outdoor meetings. The croquet, we can sanitize the mallets. I've got sanitizer here that has been checked and found to be effective against the COVID virus. And I'm quite happy with outdoor meetings.
You didn't say on the website where it is. You have mentioned it now.
Yes, it's at Rosemary's. The reason I did that, Robert, is I didn't want the part of where I've put this on the website is a public, and I didn't want to plaster Rosemary's address
Right.
on the internet.
Right.
But no, yeah, it's a good observation, Robert, and that's the reason I did it. But it is at Rosemary's place.
Yeah. Okay.
Thanks.
When is this? I've missed this. It's a croquet evening.
Yes, Jim. Rosemary and Rosemary Ward Smith and Peter Naylor, after the handover meeting, offered their grounds to use for croquet, which I gladly accepted. And it's going to be with a cream tea as well. It's going to start at 3 p.m. on Saturday, the 7th of August. And it is a fundraising event, so I'll be asking for donations towards this event.
I just asked, Mr. President, we haven't paid any funds into our dinner funds for a few months now. Are we going to continue to do this for the next 3 months?
Yeah, it's a good question, Carl. What I'd like to do, things have gone up in the air a little bit. So what I'm hoping to do is try and do things virtually. And by that, I mean, if we can do some walks or and raise funds that way. And I'm going to go down to the circus. I haven't replied from my email about us standing outside collecting donations. So I'm going to go down there tomorrow and speak to the boss and see if we can do that. But yeah, it's a good question, Carl. Just let me have a think about it. But what I'm trying to do is, instead of us taking things out of our pocket all the time, I'm going to try and think of plans to do things virtually where we can get involved in activities, but not necessarily as a group, if that makes sense. So if you give me a time to think about that, Carl, I'll get back to you. But thank you for the offer.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I've got heaps of things here. If at some time in the future we can create a stand, and I've got some pretty valuable things that we could raise some funds for. But personally, on the dinner fund, I would be happy, more than happy, to continue to donate for the next 3 months.
I think the thing is, the decision, we hadn't taken a decision on this because we were thinking that we were going back to regular meetings, face-to-face meetings, in which case members would have been paying for their meals at that point. So,
Yeah.
so I think tonight has changed things in that respect.
Yeah.
I think there's a few of us that obviously, because of current situations, I wouldn't be prepared to go out for social meetings. I've had health difficulties for several months now, and I'm not prepared to put myself in danger.
Well, yeah, I perfectly understand that. And obviously each member has to make their own decisions and we will all respect that. And on that same subject, I mean, if anyone needs a hand with shopping, I mean, one of the pieces of advice I read was that people who are clinically vulnerable should go shopping at times when there's not many people about. But I, for one, if anyone needs help with that, I'm quite happy to do a bit of shopping for you if you're so inclined. So please don't be afraid to ask. And I know Robin already does that as well. So yeah.
Peter,
Yes,
before we go much further, can we go back to Rosemary, please? Because I think you've only half explained what's going to happen. We're there at 3 p.m. till 7 p.m, I think it is. But have we got to take tables and chairs? Who's providing the cream tea? And do we have to supply drinks? I mean, what should we bring and what don't we bring?
Bring your own tables and chairs.
Right.
I will be supplying the cream tea.
Right.
And enjoy the afternoon and the croquet.
Drinks?
Yeah, bring your own drinks as well.
Now, what about the croquet set?
Rosemary's got that.
She's got one.
Yes.
Okay. Because I think we used mine the last time.
No, Rosemary's purchased one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Peter, can I just ask this? Is this purely a club event, or is this going to be open to other Rotary clubs in the area?
Good question, Robin. Thanks for that. Yes, it is. As I say, I would like to encourage members to bring other people along. I have discussed this with Rosemary, and she's quite happy for people outside our Rotary Club to attend the event. So she's quite happy with that. I've discussed it with her. But thanks for reminding me, Robin.
There's no limit on numbers then?
No, what Rosemary's going to do regarding parking is that she's going to ask the person who's got the adjacent field to open that up so we can park there if he doesn't have any sheep or cows in there at that time.
I was just thinking about numbers, that's all.
Well, there's plenty of space at Rosemary's, isn't there?
Well, we limited to 30, didn't we, for handover?
We did, because that was the regulation at the time,
Yes.
Gerald.
Are we not keeping it to 30? It's open for any number now then.
Yeah, well, it's a good question, Gerald. I will see how many Rosemary's is comfortable with.
I think if you extend it to other Rotary clubs, we must not limit the numbers, obviously, but it'd be quite entertaining if other Rotary clubs came along, particularly like Axminster, and we won't talk about Lyme Regis, but there are Crewcombe, for instance.
Yes.
I assume, Peter, that people will need to book to come along anyway.
Yes, that's right. But as I say before, then I'll speak to Rosemary, and it's a good question you've raised, Gerald. Thanks for that, and I'll see how many she's comfortable with as our hostess.
Personally, I would like to just see the club and any guests that we bring, our spouses, of course, and naturally. Otherwise, the numbers could swell to be an uncomfortable number, couldn't they? But you put a limit on it somewhere. Plus that, Mr. President, it's going to cost you an awful lot of money for your cream cheese.
Well, I'll be asking quite a bit of money to come to the event, and hopefully that'll
put them off.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. We've got a bit of thinking about anyway.
Yeah, it's good questions. Thank you for that.
Are
I'll
you,
get on it tomorrow.
Mr. President, are you setting an entrance fee?
I'm thinking about £10. I'm thinking about £10 per person.
And
Right. Now, in this increasing cashless society, how do you want that collected? Do you want people to bring, hopefully, a £10 note ahead and you take it in cash on the day? Because if you start mixing and matching, it will add a little bit of confusion. But if people could do that, that would be the easiest.
Okay, £10 cash it is
Payment on the
Okay.
day.
on the day.
I offer my apologies, so that's why I was asking the question on your behalf, sir.
Thank you, Robert.
Bob, would you be willing for us to use the card machine on the day?
Yeah, of course you can.
Because obviously that will make life easier, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
As it's going to be a fundraiser, Mr. President, I assume we'll be having a raffle. Do you want some raffle prizes and things like that?
Ooh.
Goes on and on and on, doesn't it?
Yes, I'll have some raffle prizes. I just say, Jim, I'm really grateful because I'm just a boy in the job, as you know. So
Of course, you're doing very well. You're doing very well.
You've got a very good raffle organizer actually in a certain gentleman's other half, haven't you, Jim?
Yes.
Oh, there we are.
I will say, Mr. President, that I've got a bag in my lounge, which I received from Paul Ireland 2 years ago for a function that we were going to have, and it's full of goodies and it's full of raffle tickets.
Oh, right. Okay. Lovely. I'll come and collect that from you, Carl. I'll give you a ring about it.
Yeah,
And I've got raffle ticket books as well.
Lovely. Lovely, lovely. Okay, that's the only thing I was going to mention it, and perhaps we don't need an answer today, but I was thinking Michael loved his Skittles, and I was thinking about how about having a Michael Blackmore Memorial Cup for Skittles, perhaps to be played with Axminster and Ilminster and us three. Hopefully they'll let us win the first game, so at least we can get our name on it. And but it's something for you to consider. I don't need an answer today, but it's just something I thought about, that Michael loved his Skittles, and if we could have a Memorial Cup.
I think that would be part of a good conversation with you and Margaret.
Nice gesture.
Yes, I haven't broached it with Margaret yet, Bob. I just wanted to get a feel of how
Yeah.
thought about it first.
She might like to donate a cup.
Yes.
I'm sure they got trophies back at the house.
Yes. Yeah.
Why not just an internal club competition?
Yeah, as I say, it's something to mull over, Gerald. And if people let me have the ideas, that's not a bad one actually. But yeah, okay, we'll have a mull about it.
I think it's a superb idea, and you've got my backing on whichever decision you make.
A lovely idea, I think.
Lovely, thank you. That's about. I did speak to Margaret today. She's been very busy, she tells me, and she thanks everyone for their well wishes and their cards. I'm not going to say any more because she has told me that she's been in contact with Barry regarding funeral arrangements. So I'm not going to say any more about that. Barry will have the latest update. That's about it from me.
Oh, Secretary's report. So really, I think we just hand that over to Barry for situation with regard to Michael's funeral.
Okay, thank you, Robin. Thank you, Mr. President. sorry to be having this conversation with you folks. I thought this would be a long way ahead, and so did Margaret and Michael, I believe. Obviously, or not obviously, but as you're probably aware, that I'm looking after Michael's funeral arrangements. His funeral service is going to be next Thursday, the 22nd, at Coombe St Nicholas Parish Church, followed by burial in the churchyard. Donations in lieu of flowers are for the Beacon Centre, which comes under the Love Musgrove bracket. If anybody wanted to make a donation online, they would need to go on our website. You can do online donations there, or somebody, you can drop an envelope into the office, or if some folk are coming to the service, there'll be a donations box there. So I think we've got everything covered as regards to donations. I don't know, some of you have met Michael and Margaret's son, Simon. Simon comes from up north, really lovely guy, looks so much like his dad, it's unbelievable. And it's got some of the same mannerisms. It's quite lovely to see. And you look at him and you see a bit of Michael as well. So that was a nice feeling just talking to him. And I know several of the others of you have already met him. Simon comes from up country. He is very aware of where he lives. There is still an awful lot of COVID going around. His daughter at school, their classes are very regularly closed down because of teachers and mums and dads and some of the children having COVID. He's very aware that he's going to be going up there shortly back home, then coming back down to the funeral service. He, as we know, Michael had lots of fingers in lots of pies through his business life, his working life, Rotary, social life and everything else. They're expecting quite a few people to come to the service. On this note, they'd like, if at all possible, and this is probably going to offend some people, for it just to be invitation only. So there are a few people Margaret has asked me to ask if they would come from Rotary to represent Rotary. But she would also appreciate those that aren't able to come, maybe in the next few weeks and months, to contact her and just support her and Michael in that way, if that's okay. I don't know what your thoughts are, whether I read out the list of names that Margaret has asked me to invite, or would you rather I contacted those people separately?
I think it will probably, if anybody's got any objections, I think it'd be as well to read out the name, the list.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah,
no problem
Yes.
with that.
No,
thank you.
there'll be no offence.
Okay, thank you very much, guys. So there are seven Rotarians, and obviously their other halves are invited as well, because I think most of them are inner wheel ladies. So not in no particular order, as they say. Jim Davis and Eileen, she would like you to come if you are at all available.
Thank you.
Dick and Nora Arnold. I know Dick's not online at the moment, but I'll drop him an email. Paul and Anne Arnold.
They're away at the moment.
Are they? Do you know when they're back, Eric?
They will be available, Harry.
Right, okay. Eric and Helen.
Unfortunately, I've got a Zoom meeting at that time, so I can't be able to come.
Okay, Helen probably wouldn't go as well.
I think probably not,
No, okay, thank you.
but I'll check.
Stanley and Sylvia.
Yes, we've already programmed it in.
Thank you. David. Where's David? Oh, there he is.
Yes, I'm here.
And your boss as well, David.
Yes, both of us will be available.
Thank you. And John Harris.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, and Valerie.
We will go, certainly.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And President Peter.
Yes, we'll be there.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What time is it and which date again?
It's 11 o'clock on Thursday, the 22nd.
Fine.
Now, we are going to, at the moment, with services in church and at the crematorium, we ask families for a list because numbers are limited, depending on the size of the venue. And we tick names off and take telephone numbers. We will still have a list for the church as well. One, for this reason, as Peter was saying earlier, I don't think we just say, oh, this is the 19th and away we go. I think we should still be very cautious. Simon, Michael's son, has also asked if we would still wear face masks in church and try and keep some social distancing. I think it's almost an automatic thing nowadays anyway. So if we could bring face masks, if anybody comes and hasn't got one, we will be offering one to them. Margaret has also asked, when she was talking to Georgina, the vicar that's taking the service, that there is a Bible reading. Now, Georgina suggested that maybe I read the Bible reading, but I'm quite aware that there's lots of you folk that know Michael, have known Michael longer than me, and also our churchgoers, and I think will probably be more suitable. So there is the Bible reading is, I think it's Ecclesiastes. Is there anybody other than myself that would like to do a reading? They think it'd be quite nice for somebody from Rotary to do that.
Stanley, would you be prepared to do it?
Sorry?
Stanley, would you be prepared to do it?
If you wish, of course.
I think
Yes.
You know, I think probably you probably know Michael as long as any of us.
I paid him a lot of money over the years. I know that.
Yeah, is that okay, Stanley?
If you let me have the reading, I'll be pleased to do it, of course.
Thank you. Do you want me to print a copy of it out, or do you want me
No. Just send me an email with the reading. I'll get it off the we'll get it off the computer.
Okay, lovely. Thank you. It's one you'll be familiar with, I'm sure. I think that's about it. Is anybody? There wasn't any talk about dress code, so probably not wearing Rotary jumpers. I think Rotary badges if we have any, but otherwise in normal funeral attire, but not necessarily black if you didn't have black. Has anybody got any questions about Michael's service?
So not black ties, Barry.
If you want to wear black tie, you're more than welcome to. But whatever you feel most comfortable in.
Right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Barry?
Yes, Chris.
They haven't said anything about putting it on YouTube, have they?
No.
Because I know they got the cameras out now.
Well, out at Coombe?
I think so.
All right. Okay.
Yes, we have the camera every Sunday. Yes.
Yeah.
Right. I don't know.
Incidentally, Margaret was in church on Sunday, so I had quite a chat with her then.
Yeah. I'll come back to you on that. If it is available, do you want me to send the link out to people?
Yeah.
So the ones that can't go, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Okay, lovely. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Barry.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Treasurer's report, Bob, please.
Well, before we move on, Barry, you said you can make a donation via your website.
Yeah.
Is that just BG Gibbs?
www. and all that rubbish.
Right.
bgibbsfuneralservices.co.uk.
Right.
There'll be a lovely picture of me come up, and then you look at tributes and donations, click on there, and it just leads you to the tribute.
Okay. Is there obviously space to put the name?
Yes.
You must get so many in.
Yeah, but it's only each one is separate. They're all separate, so it
right.
doesn't go into a big pot. So it's only Michael's. You'll go on to Michael's and donate to Michael's charity.
Yeah. Okay. Fine.
Thank you.
Yes, the year's accounts are finalised. Still on the dining room table, but I am intending to ring David Selly up within the next 2 days, and when he's comfortable, take 2 years to him. I am also looking at the subs. I've had communications with head office, and they have taken Michael off the renewal subscriptions, which is good. They've taken Robert off renewal prescriptions because He's honorary. So that is 19 people to pay their subs.
Robert, no, Tony.
Sorry, Tony. Tony, not Robert, Tony. Yeah. Thank you, Robin. So that's good. I'm still waiting for quite a few subs to come in. I do see one or two guilty faces tonight, and there's one or two guilty faces not in sight. So would be obliged if within the next few days you could. If you wish to send me a check, do so. I've got 2 Fridays to get it in before the end of the month. If you wish to do it online, do so. If you need any further details, let me know. I will send out another email because obviously I need to catch the people that weren't there tonight, aren't here tonight. Other than that, nothing else. Thank you, Mr. President.
Have you received mine, Bob?
Sorry?
Have you received mine?
Because
Because I sent a check.
yes, I did. Thank you.
Well,
I won't read out the names that haven't paid.
no.
You received it all right, Bob?
I will on the 1st of July, though. 1st of August, rather.
Yeah.
Sorry?
I'll tell you a story. There was a little sign above the in the police canteen at the Old Bailey, and it said "Never plead guilty, Bob."
Yeah.
Okay, Bob. Thank you very much.
Can you tell us the last 3 numbers of the appropriate account for it, the general account?
No, it's all on the dining room table. If you refer to my email that you had back along, David,
Yeah.
all the details are in there.
It's way down the list now, but I'll find it.
Sorry?
I said it's way down my list, but I'll find it.
If you hunt under my name, you'll get my few up.
Right.
Any problems, give me a tinkle.
Yeah.
Is it 120? Is it?
No,
Bob,
it's
so
105.
105. Thank you.
You should have received mine as well, Bob.
I have. Thank you very much indeed, Robert.
Mine's gone through, Robert, Bob, hasn't it?
Sorry, who?
Stanley.
Yep, Stanley's through.
Yeah. Thank you.
I can't recall receiving a request.
Oh, it was back at the beginning of the month. But you actually paid halfway through June.
Did I?
Get him to pay again.
You're very enthusiastic, Carl, and I do like your style, sir.
Carol thought it was a lot of meals.
Yeah, my memory's not what it was.
No. I had one gentleman who's not a Rotarian, and I was hunting for his bank account details. And of course, he'd given me 1 digit wrong. So when he contacted me, he said, I do apologize for that. I should know it by now. I've had the same account for 65 years. But I mean, there are some numbers we commit to memory and some we don't. I don't commit mine. I know what it is when I look at it.
Mm.
Okay, thank you very much, Bob. Any other business?
Harry wants the 100 Club.
Hello, thank you, Mr. President. Just quickly, there are a few members that I believe that haven't, if they want to, filled in their 100 Club applications. I know there might be 1 or 2 people that haven't received an email. Is there anybody online now that hasn't had an email from me and would like an email regarding the 100 Club?
Yes, please.
Robert Rolling. Sorry, Robert, you did tell me back along.
Jim Davis.
And Jim?
Jim Davis.
And
Yes.
Jim?
Yeah.
And Carl, I would like to receive one.
You sure you didn't pay the dinner money instead of the 100?
But I can't remember.
I'm the same. I don't know what happened
Carl,
yesterday.
just do a monthly direct debit and we'll call it quits.
As many noughts on the end as you like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Barry, will you send me an email for that?
Yes, I will, Carl.
Lovely.
It'll probably be tomorrow now.
Right, no problems.
Lovely. Thank you.
Oh, John Stokesbury.
Sorry, John Stokesbury.
Can I ask, Mr. President, if
the next few Tuesdays, what's going to be happening?
Right. There isn't a meeting next Tuesday.
There's no meeting next
No,
Tuesday,
'cause I'm away.
right?
I'm away, I'm away as well.
Yeah, John, I'm assuming you haven't got access to our website as an online.
I probably have, yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, we
No,
do.
He won't have access to that section of it.
Oh, no, I
I
won't.
don't think he'll be to the members only. I'm not sure.
What about the 27th? Will there be a meeting then, a Zoom?
That's when we were supposed to be meeting. So I assume that we will be meeting here by Zoom.
Yeah.
I tell you what, John, I'll copy what's on our members only page on the website for meetings, and
Yep.
I'll send it to you.
Thank you very much.
No problem. Okay, anyone else?
No, as I said, there won't. I will be up in Manchester area on Tuesday, so there won't be a meeting. I will arrange one for the following week when we were due to be meeting up at the Phoenix.
Lovely. Thank you, Robin.
And just to say that we will be renewing our full Zoom membership tomorrow so that we can continue these meetings throughout next year if we need to.
Yes. Hopefully things improve.
Mm. But it will still pay. You know, I've already got a speaker lined up for sometime in August on one of the days we will be, you know, on a non face-to-face meeting day. So it still will be easier to get speakers by Zoom than face-to-face.
Yeah, I did notice on that newsletter I sent round from the police. There's a guy who's at the G7 paraphernalia down in Cornwall, a police officer. I was just wondering if it's worth trying to get hold of him and say what happened while you were down there.
Good idea.
But I'll get a hold of that and see if we can get in touch.
Yeah.
Didn't they all go back to stay in Plymouth overnight?
I'm not sure, Bob. I thought some were staying on boats and things.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Several lots were onliners, weren't they?
Because they could have had a straight train journey, couldn't they? St. Ives to Plymouth.
Yeah.
I'm sure Gerald would approve if we could play Lyme Regis at Skittles by Zoom.
John, they wouldn't stand a chance.
Absolutely.
Would that be a home match for them or a home match for us?
No, we could play it in Wales.
Okay, anything else? I'm just having a quick look.
Yeah, one final thing. You will probably notice that my whiskers have gone. Linda and I attend an event every couple of years. It's a Tudor event. One of her old university friends has a group that plays original Tudor instruments. She plays an instrument which is called a sackbat. Today, it is known as a trombone, but the sackbat is the former instrument which progressed to be the trombone. And every couple of years, we get together and we have a Tudor event. Linda has a magnificent dress from the Tudor area, which she dresses up in. And I have a King Henry VIII dress, which I dress up in. And that's why I grew my whiskers. But unfortunately, it is not going ahead this year. So this morning, I shaved them off. And finally, just before I leave, Peter, I would like to congratulate you on your progression to presidency of Charter Rotary Club.
Yeah,
I will support you in every way that I can throughout the year. And please do not hesitate to contact me if you need any help whatsoever.
Well, actually, Carl, I was thinking about a fishing competition at your place. That's something we could do outside, isn't it? If you're up for it. It's popped into my head.
Absolutely. Yeah, I've still got my grounds down in East Devon. I've got 84 acres of grounds down there. And I've got 7 fishing lakes, which covers about 20 something acres of water. And I still restock 500 fish, 500 trout every week into the ponds. It has been a traumatic experience over the last few weeks with my health, but fortunately I've still continued to do it. And yes, if any of you have never ever done fly fishing before, I've got, oh, let me have a look. I've got about seven, maybe 8 fly fishing rods here, about 20 reels, a couple of dozen nets. If anybody wants any tuition, I'm happy to give it.
Lovely. Thank you very much, Carl. I'll be in touch. You can bet on that.
Good.
Okay. Anything else? Anyone? Lovely. Well, we'll come to the final toast. Rotary around the world and Michael Blackmore.
Rotary
Rotary around the world,
Michael.
Michael Blackmore.
And Michael.